Grand Rising, and welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. Thank you so much for joining me. It is a fabulous day because it's a fabulous month and a fabulous year because we're celebrating Black excellence. Baby, it just don't get no better than that. And I will get a chance to show you all of the gloriousness that took place over the weekend as soon as I tell you just a little bit about who's on this show, The Female Solution, all week long. You'll be glad you did. Now share this video with somebody.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
If you're like most small businesses, despite your hard work and rave reviews, you struggle to find new customers or ways to grow your business. Accessing goods and services at the right price is also a challenge. But it doesn't have to be that way. Meet iTex, the small business trading community. As the largest barter network in the country, we help businesses like yours find new customers and grow their bottom line and find advertising directed towards local families, which he pays for with, you guessed it. When you join iTex, you get access to valuable products and services in hundreds of categories, and we help you along the way with advertising, multiple directory listings, email blasts, trade director assistance, our convenient 24/7 iTex mobile app, and online access on itex.com today by visiting our website or email info@itex.com.
And info@itex.com is the channel that you can go to that will help you, that will assist you in the process. If you're a business owner or an entrepreneur and you have products or services to sell, then you need to be at iTex simply. And because you can get $100 just by signing up, all you got to do is use the promo code ZELDA, ZELDA, and you can immediately get that $100 and go shopping. And be sure and tell Karen Kelly, because she's the boss over there at chicago.itex.com, and she will give you $100 in my honor just to shop. How cool is that? So do your thing. Let me know how that works for you. And today, oh my goodness, we getting on the bus, y'all. Don't need to discuss much. Some of y'all not old enough to know that song. And I don't remember the rest of the words, but I remember those words because today is the day that we will discuss getting on the bus with the the Black Illinois Chamber of Commerce, Siri Hibbler. Yes, we are celebrating Black excellence all year long because Black history is American history, is her story. Actually, it was her story. So let me show you a little bit about her story, which was on. Oh, that is not what I want. Why am I always getting craziness here? Okay. Nope, that's what I want to show you. Okay, there we go. I want to show you our Facebook page, and I want you to go to it now and like and subscribe while you're there. And this is Miss Siri Hibbler, and she'll be checking in momentarily because she may be calling in this morning. I don't know, but we shall soon see. But as you scroll down the page, that is the page of the Higher Learning Network, and you will see from the Soulful Chicago Black History. There's just so much to see there. Just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons lots of photos, lots of videos. Oh, it was simply phenomenal. That's just what it was. That's my sister, Yanaya E. She rapping in the key R&B.
You thought about how much you loved me because you were excited in your mind. You smiled, laughed, and even cried due to the love you have inside. You thought about how much you loved me because you were excited about the plans you had for my life. Before it even began, you wanted me wonderfully and carefully made. You were
Now, I want you, she wants you, but I want you too. I want you to go to our Facebook page and check that out. Higher Learning TV Show and subscribe and like and all that good stuff while you're there. Okay. So you be sure and share that as we continue celebrating Black excellence. I just had so much fun yesterday. That energy is just all over. I was exhausted. I was truly exhausted, but I'm re-energized this morning. I'm feeling refreshed. So thank you all my girls. And Lord have mercy. Bird Publishing. You'll see it in the videos. Oh my God. There was a sister there who spoke, who read a book that she had published. I believe it was fiction. And I'm not a fan of fiction, but I'm learning because Asada, who was the producer of the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair and all the book fairs, explains things and has guests in such a way that you get a new interpretation, a new idea of what something has meant in the past and what it means now. See, fiction in the past, I was like, I ain't trying to hear that nonsense. But when that sister spoke yesterday for 15 minutes, do you hear me? She read from a book for 15 minutes and we were all sitting there like this. Those were the expressions of the faces. Probably just my face, but I was looking around, so I saw other faces too. Phenomenal women. Talk about Black excellence, baby, just excellence. Period. You need to know that. Anyway, I digress. I just had to share that with you. And I have so much to share. Let me go to our TikTok page because I want to show you. I got it on TikTok too, y'all. TikTok is Higher Learning TV show. Well, actually, it's all Higher Learning TV show. Let me kick that out of there so I can put you, as the children say, put you up on this. So let me put you up on our TikTok page. And oh no, that's our blog. Is that the TikTok page? Yeah, that's the TikTok page right there. And as you can see, oh my God, this sister here. This sister here, I forgot her name, Asante or something like that. Anyway, this was part of the interview of an empress that we did not know anything about. And you have just got to hear a little taste of this because when I'm learning, y'all learning too. And you have got to hear this. This was a segment on Naima's show. But I want to show you a segment that I did. And there we go. I might want to turn it up, right, so you can hear it. Chicago Book Fair right here on 47th and Greenwood at the Little Black Pearl Center. And I ran into a sister who is an author of this phenomenal book, Empress. Tell us about the Chronicles, sis.
All right. So this is the Empress Men in Chronicles, and it is about the I don't want to call it last. I don't want to say that, but in terms of the history of Ethiopia, the woman who was most recently on the throne, and her name was Empress Menen. So this book captures her story, and we made it into a table book because we didn't want people to wade through chapters and chapters of information in order to make connections with her. She's a phenomenal spirit. I would actually say in the 20th century, she's the most powerful woman on the international stage. Yes, especially as a Black woman, but she may contend amongst all women on the international stage. And so when I became aware of her story, I just wanted to share it. And I started that by starting a celebration of her birthday every year in Chicago, and we still do it. It's in its 11th year, and the thing that I found most was people like, I want to know more. I need something to take home, and that's why we created the Empress Many
Oh,
Chronicles.
that is awesome.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of her.
Yeah, yeah. So that's not uncommon, and I don't think that that's random. I think that that is by design.
Purposely.
Yeah, because if you make connections with her historically, you're going to change. It's going to up your dynamic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? It's going to up my dynamic. I got to get this book.
Yeah.
How can those who are interested in getting a copy of the book, where can they get it?
They can get it online at Menin Chronicles, spelled as it is said.com.
And you can see more of that on the video when you go to the page. That's at our TikTok page, Higher Learning TV Show. And while I am at it, I may as well show you last weekend, which was the Cater Bowl 2026. The Cater Bowl is it's a production put on by Crystal Dyer of Going Again Travel. And this is just a young man. He was the MC. He was simply phenomenal. His name is Zion. That's Crystal right there. His name is Zion Ali. And he was a bad mamma jamma. Let me let you hear a little bit.
If y'all can do me a favor, I know y'all chilling, get your last five chews in, and get up on your feet for the Black National Anthem. Please join us for Monique the singer.
It was it was just so much. He could sing. Everybody could sing. And there's Crystal. Yay!
North to south to east to west. They even got the experience of flying across the country to the different sides at one point. So I want to thank you all, and please tell everyone you know about Chicago Austin Youth Travel Adventures and what we're doing over here on the west side of Chicago. Our programs have benefited youth not just from Austin, but from the entire city and the suburbs. So once again, as my tagline is help the youth catch the world and get them out of their heads and those cell phones and into the world. Thank you.
And that's Miss Crystal Dyer of Gone Again Travel Again at the 2026 Cater Bowl. And just in case you can't remember any of that or you don't see the social media up here, you can go to my blog, which is zeldaspeaks.wordpress.com, or you can also go to the blog belonging to the Higher Learning Network, which is tumblr.com, Higher Learning TV Show. And all you got to do when you see that HLN news, you just scroll on down, baby, because it's a whole lot of information. Actually, there's some photos there from the Soulful Chicago Black History Book Fair. And Dr. Lawrence Lenore spoke at the Fred Hampton Scholarship event. OMG. How could I forget that?
My hand as he comes forward. No, Lenore first. Let him first. Oh, I'm sorry, my brother. Apparently I bumped you. Sorry about that. Come right on up. Introduce yourself.
My name is Ross. I'm the CEO of Dr. Citizens. I don't know you. I just want to say two things real quick. First of all, I don't know how many of you all know, but if you know anybody whose house is in foreclosure, there's a program called Illinois Hardest Hit. It was on the news about 2 or 3 days ago where the government has $450 million. But they'll catch up with the back portion, and they'll cut your mortgage in half for the next 18 months.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That is exactly what we are talking about that's happening right here, right now. Everybody's taxes went up, rent going up, mortgage going up, all of that going up. That is exactly why we have. Thank you, Dr. Lawrence Lenore, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Lenore. That is exactly why we are doing this show today, and I have not even done the word of the day. Where is my phone? Lord have mercy. Let's do the word, y'all. The word says, taken from my brother Mike House, who always shares the word. And it is such a word that I just love because it's talking about love. And it says celebrate relationships. February 15th. If you're celebrating a birthday, we're celebrating it with you. Happy birthday boy day. May you have many, many, many more. And do something special for yourself today that doesn't require you spending money. There's a challenge for you. All right, now. Let's celebrate the joy of sharing our lives with the ones we love. Cherish the relationships born of blood ties as well as the connections that have been forged through meaningful experiences. Honor and celebrate both. Celebrate your family and friends who have become family. Let's be honest, relationships matter. They shape us, strengthen us, and remind us that we are never meant to walk this journey alone. Whew. At this center of it all is love that is sacred, binding force that holds us together when times are easy and when they are not so easy. Today, remember that love is an action word. Wear love, ooh, as you wear a garment. Love will light up your countenance, heal your body, and clarify your mind. So choose to be love. Choose to give love. Offer kindness, patience, understanding, and grace to everyone you encounter. Ooh. As you pour love into the world, watch the love you pour return to you. All right, now, press down, shake it together, and run it over. Love one another with brotherly affection. Outdo one another in showing honor. All right, now, Romans 12 and 10. I say that. I love that. And February 16th. It was just so good yesterday. I just had to share it. Now, today's February 16th. Today, give a little extra love to your family, your friends, your loved ones, and your neighbors. No, we don't always like our neighbors. I ain't want to gossip, so you ain't here for me. Reach out to them in international ways and intentional ways. Be present on purpose. Someone close to you may be quietly fighting a battle you know nothing about. Your simple act of kindness may be the very thing that inspires them to keep going. Sometimes love is not found in grand gestures. Sometimes it is found in the gentle hug, the squeeze of a hand, the warm smile, or the soft words. I'm here for you if you need me. Small expressions of care have the power to heal, comfort, and restore hope. Listen to the voice of intuition within you. Allow it to guide you in how love should be expressed today. It may be through a phone call, a message, a visit, or simply sitting quietly beside someone. Spirit will always show you the perfect way to express love within you. We are all one in divine mind, connected by the same source, the same spirit, and the same infinite love. As you love others, you bless your life. As you lift others, you are lifted. As you give love, you become more loving. Let love flow freely in, through, and as you every single day. Oh, no one, nothing except to love each other. And that's Romans 13 and 8. And that's from my brother, Mike House. Excuse me, I got to have my African rooibos tea this morning. But before I do, I apologize. I did not give thanks to the ancestors. For the ancestors, salute. And we are always giving thanks to the ancestors because they might be a little ticked off at us because we ain't been contacting them. I'm talking about y'all, I ain't talking about me. I stay in touch. Folks call me crazy. I don't call. As long as you call me for dinner, I'm good. All right, now. You got to call me for dinner either because I got a husband that cook. If he don't cook, I know my way to the stove. Anyway, I digress. Okay, here we go. Ancestors salute, little dirt, little earth, from which all comes and goes. And, they like to drink too. They get that little drink on. Yeah, so we just give them a little water. Let them know. I say, we hear you, we see you, we thank. We are grateful for you. Thankful for the wisdom to sit in quiet and peace and know that we are always divinely guided and protected. Ashe. And so it is. And now we're going to spend about 60 seconds breathing because we have to de-stress with breath. And that sister yesterday, she was talking about de-stressing in her book. And I was like, oh, okay, girl, you're a bad mama jamma. So we got to work with that. So here we go. You sit up straight in your kid. And we're going to simply breathe in and breathe out. We do that. All right. Inhale deeply. And exhale. All we're doing is breathing. Inhale. And exhale. But before we do that, let's get a little oil, a little essential oils. That lemongrass today. Ooh, that sister had a package yesterday talking about oil, essential oils, and so forth. Ooh, baby, all that good stuff. You'll see it. Just drop, one drop. Bam. Oh, and potent. Potent. Who is hot? The tea hot? I'm hot. Do I need to crack a window? I guess I do. And I think I am. Inhale. And inhale. Bring those arms up. Let's start patting, opening up the lymphatic system right here in the arm, in the bend of the arm. All the way up and down, backwards and forwards. Across the chest. Ooh, that feels good. Picking up that lymphatic system. You know you've been asleep all night. And the blood and the good stuff need to be moving. Pat back there too. Inhale. And exhale. Giving thanks. We are always at the right place at the right time. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, bring your head forward, chin to chest, and rotate that head around to the left and around to the back and back up to the other side and back front. Head up. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, bring your head down, chin to chest, rotate that head around to the right and around to the back. Feel the stretch in your neck. And back around to the front. Head up. One more long, last deep. Inhale deeply. And look to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the right side of the neck. Feel that? Feel good. All right. Inhale deeply. And look to the right as far as you possibly can, feeling a stretch in the left. And let's end it with an affirmation. Inhaling love and exhaling fear. Inhaling love and exhaling pain. One more. Inhale love and releasing all thoughts of negativity. And we give thanks that we are always at the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. And the right thing for you to do right now is to share this message, because when we come back, we will, bring to the podium my sister from another mister, the Illinois Black Chamber of Commerce President, Miss Siri Hibbler. So send this link to somebody so you can join us. We'll be right back.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit zeldaspeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
And thank you for joining me back here on The Female Solution. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks, host of Monday Morning Mindfulness. And if you are living anywhere in the city of Chicago, you already know everything that you own is being taxed to the hilt. And if you are okay with that, something wrong with you. That's all I got to say. And maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I did. And I have with us today a sister who has been fighting on our behalf for a very long time. See, that's why I tell you always pray for everyone, because you never know who has your back and who doesn't have your back. This sister has all of our backs, and that is our very own Siri Hibbler, founder of the Illinois Black Chamber of Commerce. Grand Rising, my sister. Thank you so much for joining us.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. How are you?
It's a wonderful day to be alive.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Had a glorious weekend at the Soulful Chicago Black History Fair, as we are celebrating book fair, as we are celebrating ourselves, not just today, not just this month, but every day, all day, every day, 365.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to participate in that. I don't know what happened.
You can't make them all, girl. You can't make them all.
Yeah, I can't make them all.
You can only be at one place at one time. So trust me, I understand that. I know what that's like. So
yes.
Today's show's topic: get on the bus. And people were like, "Zelda, what you mean? What you got a car? Why you getting on the bus?" Because we all need to ride the bus sometime.
Yes, get on the bus.
Hey, baby, I ain't talking about CTA.
Yes, absolutely. Get on the bus, because we need to go see the fight about these taxes. You know, you've been hearing about these taxes, right? A lot. So we have to take this to Springfield, because the changes come from Springfield. You know, I talked to, West Garfield Park had the highest taxes this year. The assessment, it was 133% increase plus. We had a resident over there, because I also run the Garfield Park Chamber in addition to the Black Chamber, because she went from $800 a year in taxes to $7,000. And this is a single.
Oh, that hurt. Oh,
yes,
this hurt. What you say, from 700?
She went from $800 a year to $7,000. And when she went to the assessor's office, like, what is going on? You know, I can't. You know, they told her to go down and talk to the Board of Review. So the Board of Review was able to lower it to $3,000, but that's still $800 to $3,000. It's unheard of, right? So, and she's not the only one. I mean, why they came over here, because we talked to some people out of Katie's office. How did you assess a disinvested community with these kind of taxes? But then when you go to Lincoln Park, they only had 16% increase, you know, if not lower. The problem is which the aldermen people don't want to talk about. All these years, they have not allowed economic development in the Black communities. They knew this was going to happen. It's part of gentrification. It's the last notch on the wheel to get the rest of the Black people, especially homeowners, young and old, out of our communities so that they can gentrify, and six-figure only income level people can live in Garfield Park. Because if you get Garfield Park, you're going to get the rest of the West Side. They want the West Side. The West Side is close to downtown, right? We're close to all CTA. We're close to the expressway. You can hit downtown in 10 minutes. Man, you know, it's a jewel. You know, Garfield Park is a jewel, right?
It is.
Okay, so man, so if they can get that community, the rest of the West Side is a breeze. North Lawndale, Austin, but Garfield Park, they need Garfield Park. Garfield Park is pretty huge, and a lot of homeowners, Black, they've been there. And this particular resident, she had been there since 1974. This is a generational home. It's a generational home.
Wow.
And it's so many like that. She's been holding on. Because see what happens when they raise the taxes, now you have to raise the rent on your renters if they're renting from you.
Of course.
Now it goes from people paying you maybe $1,000 a month to paying you $1,600 or $2,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And most people can't afford that. So they're going to move.
Absolutely.
To the suburb. They're going to move out of state. We have had such a Black exodus out of Illinois. It is embarrassing.
Yes, ma'am.
It's embarrassing. And for these people to think that the immigrants are going to come over and take our place, you're sadly mistaken. They can't speak English. Let's just get that straight.
Thank you.
They can't speak English. They have no skills and no talents besides laying some brick on some buildings, or cleaning up, But Black people that live there, these are middle income people. These are people with college degrees and all that are in Garfield Park, that are in Austin, and you want to try to replace them. But it's a smack in the face, but it's also backfiring on them too, because they didn't expect for a new president to get in there and do what he's doing, and we all may not agree with him, of course, we don't agree with a lot of people in there. I don't care if they're Democrat or Republican, you got racism on each side.
Thank you.
So don't be twisted. Don't be lost.
Okay.
You got racism on Democrat, you got racism on Republican. You don't know who to trust, right? But what you can trust is what you're seeing. What you're seeing, not what you're hearing, because the media twist. You have to go on what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Who's passing what legislation? Who's passing what bill? And everything. Hold on, Zelda. I'm so sorry. My husband's trying to say goodbye. Have a good day.
What's his name?
Milton. Say hi to Zelda. You came in here and interrupted the interview. Just say hi.
Head band on. Good morning, ladies, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, indeed. Good morning.
Bye. Go to work.
The last conversation that I heard with his name attached to it wasn't too pleasant.
Right.
When I talked to him at 6:00 in the morning, he was like, "What you and Zelda got going on at 6:00?"
Right. He all knows.
It's business. We ain't up to no shenanigans. It's too
we
early.
Ain't up to no shenanigans. Exactly. He's all wondering what's going on.
Chamber business, baby. Chamber business.
Right.
Chamber business. Don't
fast.
Stuff because that ain't happening.
You know how it is, Zelda. When you spoil them,
yes,
what you gonna do?
Yes,
He's spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, we have to pay attention to what we're seeing, and we are very educated Black people. There's nothing slow about us. We know that all these immigrants were coming over to replace us. We just didn't know what we could do to even stop it because it was such an influx, and we've seen them everywhere. We're seeing them lined up at the DHS office to get SNAP and to get all these benefits, and we're seeing people. I go to Chase Bank to pull out some money. They pulling out $3,000. I'm pulling out $30, $40.
Girl, when I saw one of them had $3,000 on their food stamp card, I was like, "What?
Never heard of you."
I can't get no food stamps. What's up with that,
baby? You got people raising 6 kids and 8 kids. They can't even get $3,000 on SNAP. So I'm like, who gets this kind of money? They were flooding these people with money. And then, in my social service agency, we've always been able to put people in hotels or put them in transition housing, all these different things, right, to help them stay off the street. Well, that ended, during this whole immigrant, takeover, because all the hotels were filled with the immigrants. And all the money that was coming through the nonprofits, they were paying for immigrants to live in the hotels, not American citizens.
Sure was.
Not American citizens. So don't get it twisted. Your veterans were not living in there. They were on the street in tents. Your American citizens, your Black folks, they were not in there. They were in tents. And they got put out because the hotels took the immigrants in to get that money.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then what the mayor did when he got in office, Mr. I'm So for Black People. Okay. And, hey, I've known him for years, but right is right, wrong is wrong. Okay, you going to call a spade, right?
Well,
So listen, you get in there talking about, my black people, this, my black people, that, but you integrated our systems. We used to have separate systems where you had your homeless system and you had your immigrant system and you had those for American citizens, right? For the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he made us integrate both.
Yes.
Okay. So now the immigrants was getting services before the Americans were.
Yes, they were.
And I'm like, and I think it's still like that. I don't think he's changed it, and it's really bad. But then you go to the government and say, give me money, give me money. And Joe Biden did give the money. It could have been the auto pen, because when I tell you that man sent down so much money into these Democratic states, they got billions of dollars. Cook County alone was sitting on billions. I'm like, what? Cook County, right? So, but what did it do for our people? Absolutely nothing. In the end, we get what? We get 133% increase in taxes. You got other areas like Inglewood, North Carolina, all Black disinvested communities got extreme increases in their property taxes.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is the final blow. We have to get the homeowners that are left over there out. Okay. And again, and people understand, we don't have affordable housing in our Black communities or homes because the aldermen in the 90s, some people don't know this, 1990s, Daley was in office. Okay. Daley had all this fund came in from HUD. HUD has been flooding communities with money to build public housing for the longest. Okay. So Daley said, well, who wants to, build affordable housing in their community? No alderman said yes, except for one, Toni Preckwinkle. Yes, she was a former alderman in Hyde Park.
Wow, I did not know that.
Remember, Hyde Park was going down to kind of nothing with no
I distinctly
no hotel. Remember that?
I sure do.
It was going down. So what happened? Toni Preckwinkle said, no, bring it in my community. And they started building up. Remember, they started building and developing in Hyde Park. Mm-hmm. They started building up, and Toni Preckwinkle was able to increase the density in her community, which is people. The density is people. So she increased people in Hyde Park. So when you do that, now it becomes attractive to businesses. That's when she was able to get the restaurants, the retail stores, the Hyatt over there, the hotel and everything, because the density was there. The people were there to support the businesses. It didn't happen
to get her out of office. That's why they're trying to get her out of office now.
Yeah, I mean, she was good with that. No, she was good back then. She turned into Attila LaHun when she became over the Democratic Party, and she became Attila LaHun. She never should have became over the Democratic Party. I think she would have. It was too much power. Yeah. Sometimes when people get power, it's abusive. Yeah, so now she feels like I got power. I got all of this. Now I can go and lie on people. They lied on me. They in my company, they lied on this young lady that was running for election in Hyde Park the last term. Mm-hmm. She was running for election. They destroyed her name. She was running against the guy that's the alderman over there. Oh. They destroyed her name. She sued them, Zelda, and she won $1.14 million. Look it up, 1.42 or something like that. But look it up, and it's you can Google it.
Okay, what am I Googling now?
Google Toni Preckwinkle, 1.4.2 million awarded, against Toni Preckwinkle, something like that.
1.4 million.
Oh, 42, whatever it was.
From Preckwinkle.
Yeah, I mean, the young lady won.
Okay.
Her case because it was defamation of character. That's why you can't go around here just, talking about, putting lies out on people. You can get sued.
it just shows she. I'll find it during the commercial break.
Yeah.
I was just
But
talking
it's
about.
like, what would you?
Let's go to break right quick because I'm like 10 minutes behind. I'll be right back.
My name is Zahra Qadri. I'm the Executive Director from ZAM's Hope Community Resource Center. And you are watching...
Hi, I'm Brandon.
Hi, I'm Aisha.
And you're watching the Base to Bass podcast streaming on the Higher Learning TV show.
Season number 9.
On all streaming platforms.
Period.
Here on the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1, and 24/7 on the World Wide Web. Right now, I want to show you. Is that the jury? No, that's not the jury. I did find something.
That's the United Center. We held our one of our first wealth building summits. We were the first to be holding that here. The wealth building summits before the treasurer took, the whole idea and started doing her annual. So we held ours first in 2019 before she became treasurer. But a lot of people copy me, Zelda. We just got it like that. They can't keep up with your girl. They always copy it,
It's an honor. This is what I found. Jury awards, 1.5 million to city council candidate who said she was defamed during the campaign. Is that
it?
Yeah.
That's it.
So I found that. So and I'll post it on our blog so you can
1.5 million. It's a lot about these individuals and folks that Black people need to know. It's time for a change. It is so time. You can't keep voting the same people in and expecting them to do something different. People, stop it. Stop the madness. Stop voting the same people in just because they Black.
Right.
Okay. These people, their agendas. One thing that folks have to understand when it comes to whose agendas that the Black politicians are going to push forward is going to be their campaign donors. Okay. So they're not pushing your agenda. Their campaign donors, the biggest ones are Arabs, Asians, Greeks, people like that. They're going to push their agendas forward. They're not going to push you. What are you giving them?
You don't matter as far as they're concerned.
You don't matter. Why? Because Black people are not set up economically to give that to give so much money and say, hey, we got so many millions and millions and millions in our coffer, right? Mm-hmm. And now we can decide who we want to be the elected person in our office because we can back them up financially, right?
Right.
Until we get to that point, it's almost like you have no say. Your vote, it doesn't matter. They get in there. They're not going to push your agenda. I don't care what they say.
They'll tell you anything.
Oh, they're going to tell you a whole lot of lies to get you
what you want to hear. That's about it.
And that's it. But see, Black people got to wake up in Chicago, Zelda. The West Side, I left in the 1980s and moved to California. And coming back here in 2017 to the West Side, that is, man, I mean, I'm like, how did you all sit here all these years and let these politicians take this community down to nothing? How did you do that? I left, it was Black businesses on Madison Street. It was, it was great. There was no drug dealing on Madison and Pulaski like it is now.
Thank you. How you gonna close all of these? That's what I want.
All these didn't have a choice. A young man got shot right there in the lot. It became too dangerous. They, the people was going up in Aldi stealing on Madison and what do you call it? Hamlin?
Hamlin, yeah.
And let me tell you the comment from the aldermen to the business owners. We had one business owner, the bank, BMO Harris Bank, right? They were right at Springfield and Madison. You go into the little mini mall there, And so they deal in so many drugs, right? They could barely get in because people, jumping on the cars, they got the packs out. They got the packs out, man. They bold.
On them. Don't care nothing about the popos.
They don't care about the popo. Popo sitting there watching them. So we, I kid you not, can't make this up. Can't make this up. I'm telling you. And so the lady tried to get into the bank. She tells the alderman, man, could you do something? Because I can't even get my staff. We can't even get in here. It's like so many people jumping on our cars with the drugs and the dealing and everything. And you know what he told her? He told her, what the hell you want me to do about it? This SHIT been happening before I got here. I said,
oh my goodness.
And she like, aren't you the alderman?
Oh my goodness.
But guess what? Everybody's scared to run against him. They won't get in there and run against him. He keeps getting in there because he's fooling the seniors. They go take our seniors out of the senior citizens building, taking the bingo, taking the dinner. It's all a game, man. And so now we got 133% taxes. And you know what he told them? He told this is the support you gave your West Garfield Park community. You telling them that their taxes went up because a development is going up on Kildare and Madison. Well, that is a private development. Those people, which is Reverend Hatch, they got $10 million from Pritzker. Pritzker had a contest. And so they combined with Rush Hospital and their organization that they established quickly to start getting money. And they put that money, they had to put that money in something because Pritzker, his foundation wasn't playing. Like, you gonna have to build something.
Okay.
We gonna give you 10 million. Where you get the rest of the money from, we don't know, right? Okay. So the bottom line is that's what they're building. But again, when you have commercial development, which I don't really consider that commercial because that's a private offices, that type of thing. It's not like we're going to have retail businesses in there and all that type of stuff. That's not it, and that's what we need, which is what they tore down with our development. They didn't want retail. We had 35 mixed use units going down Madison Street. And we had a lot of retail, restaurants. We had all this to have jobs, hardware stores, all this, right? Mm-hmm. Well, when they shut us down, Zelda, in 2020, saying we couldn't buy land, because they were doing a study for the aldermen. And today they still haven't told us we could buy land. But they sold a whole block of land in East Garfield Park to a developer. And now they're proposing developing an athletic center. Isn't that exciting?
Really?
Yes, on Madison between Francisco and Sacramento.
Get out of here.
We really need an athletic center because it's so many people in this community. They're going to really work out, right? So we already have our Boys and Girls Club around the corner that doesn't get utilized. It was remodeled. It's beautiful. Nobody utilizes that. The kids are gone. It's only 200 people in Marshall High School. Kids.
What?
From 2,000, 3,000 to 200. There are no kids in our community. Why? Because there's no housing. There's no affordable housing. The housing that may come up for rent is $2,000 now because the former alderman, Burnett, who left, I'll say his name.
Yeah.
He raised the rents to 100% AMI. Now Brandon Johnson puts his son in there so that Burnett could keep running it from behind the scenes.
Oh my goodness.
So man, when I tell you it's out of control. And when when we try to come in there, we shut down the drug dealing on Madison Pulaski for a week when Lightfoot was in there. She didn't help and do much of nothing. She's the one her organization administration said we couldn't build, Zelda. Even though we raised 100 million construction draw. Because I traveled around the country going to opportunity zone events and I presented our concept, which is what the community agreed upon. Okay. And someone saw it and they approved it. But we're sitting there on 133% taxes. So again, getting back to where this starts, we have to start in Springfield making that change. This can't continue, people. Right. We can't continue to have high taxes in the South Side. Mm-mm. It's the taxes are so crazy in the South Side, in Matson and all those places. People don't want to come out there and put a business because the taxes are too high. Maywood can't get a grocery store because the taxes are through the roof.
I have never seen a grocery store in Maywood. You know, my godmother Hampton lived in.
You know what I'm saying? And so
I haven't seen one there.
We got to come together as a community.
As a community.
Oh my God.
One person can't correct the problem that originates in the homes of the families who live there. Anaima Latif says drug sellers sell to people who use drugs. So if they get the drugs, they get the people out. The drug dealers can't come in anymore because there's nobody there that's going to buy drugs.
No, and I have to correct you. The people that are buying the drugs in our community are white people. Black folks can't afford all that every day. Stop it.
Really?
The people that pull up every morning to get their supply are from the suburb or somewhere of their white. Okay? They're not the person around the corner.
Oh my goodness. We have been bamboozled.
Don't get it twisted.
Oh,
okay?
My goodness.
The people that are keeping them in business are middle class white people.
Now that you say that, I used to live at 2043 West Crystal, right off of Damon and Division. And the house in front of us somebody was always there all the time, round the clock. I see Jaguars pull up, Porsches, limousines. And I was like, what's going on there? And they were all white people.
They white.
There wasn't nobody black.
Black
and
folks got nobody like that.
They had the gym shoes hanging from the ceiling so they know this is the area where you can get your drugs. And I was like, well, these white people ain't scared to come over here. No.
It's like a line.
It is a line. It's a drive-through line. It's like it going through a drive-through at McDonald's.
If anybody don't believe me, go on over there in your camouflage, sit in your car in the lot. Sit over there in the lot.
Yeah. Uh-oh, she's stuck. We'll be right back. Canaglobe, that is an organization that we have joined in order to raise funding for our projects. The homeless project where we help feed the unhoused, also for our teen talent contest. And they say, Zelda, you selling cannabis? No, we're not selling cannabis. If that's what you want, that's what you do. But I'm a senior. I have aches and pains. I don't know about you. So I got me some watermelon gummies. And I got some shrooms. I don't have them problems anymore, and it just makes my whole workload a whole lot easier. Because we sit in chairs all day, we're not moving, and it is that lack of movement that causes more anxiety and inflammation in our joints, and like our knees and hips and stuff like that. Anyway, I said all that to say this: if you would like to get more information on how to take part of that, you can always text me at 312-383-9749. Your business promoted on the Female Solution radio show over 20 times a week. Inbox Naima or email naima.thefemalesolution@gmail.com. You froze for a second, so I just went to commercial break. So contact Naima. Thank you so much for contacting her. And you can also go to thefemalesolution.com and click on advertising. And before we go, we've got like 5 minutes left. I do want you to tell us how to get on the bus, because we need to know how to get on the bus, Gus.
Get on the bus.
Much.
Okay.
That man said we don't need to discuss much. That's a lie. We got a whole lot.
A whole lot to discuss. We are excited about. We're proposing a bill that we've been working with one of the senators down there on to freeze these taxes, right? And we've got to kind of stop the madness. But we need some immediate relief for these homeowners as well. Mm-hmm. And so this is an opportunity to go and talk with your legislators, to meet them if you haven't met them, right? Because our legislative Black Caucus, we work with the foundation a lot, but our legislators do need our support. There's a lot of bills that they want to put through to help our communities, but they need our support too. We have to do witness slips. We have to, get involved. And that's something that the chamber is doing. We are going to be hosting workshops on civic engagement, things like that, with our legislators, so they can kind of talk to you guys a little bit more about how this goes. So definitely tune into ilbcoc.org a lot to see when those are going to be coming about, those civic engagements with your elected officials. Okay. So we want you to get more and more involved with the legislative process. You have to. It affects your life. It affects your family. It affects your business. Okay. We have to get more involved. And so this is an opportunity on the 17th, which is coming up tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I love it.
To come down and meet your legislators and talk about we're going to talk about this bill and everything, and just really have them put forth legislation like right now, immediately, as soon as possible, to provide relief to these Black homeowners, right? So they don't sell their properties. There are people selling their properties right now. When they got those tax bills, they immediately put their properties up for sale. They can't take it. It's too much stress. It's too much pressure. And this is so this is exactly what the gentrifiers want to take place. Okay? And some of your Black elected officials, aldermen mostly, are really engaged with gentrifying. All right. Not all of them, but some of them are. Okay. Especially the ones we got on the west side. Okay. Not the one in Austin. He cool. But them other two over there in Garfield Park, those are gentrifiers. Don't get it twisted. They gentrify. They want white people. Okay. They're gonna get their money from their pension, go about their business like the first one already did. While you gentrify your community, especially with that 1901 project over there by the United Center. That's a private development that's going on down towards the west side. Man, wake up, people. We need you to get on this bus. You have got to get to Springfield, talk to your legislators and let them know you're not having it. This gentrification has to stop. These high taxes have to stop. Okay, so we're going to be down there. We're hoping to get there by 12. And you want to be on the bus, that is going to go. Then that's scheduled to go, but we're only going to go if people show up. If people don't show up, we're not going. Because one thing I've seen, we put all this stuff out here, Zelda. We do all this work. Black folks don't show.
Where does the bus leave from?
Well, the bus is gonna be leaving from the west side of Chicago, from West Garfield Park. We'll give you more details when you call us. 312 970 9036. 312 970 9036. Okay.
And I'm putting that information on our blog, the tumblr.com.
Now, in addition to that, some people may want to stay overnight, okay? Because the governor has his State of the Illinois address or whatever that he's doing. He's going to just bash Trump, whatever. But if you've never seen that kind of thing in action, you can go into the hall, into the legislative, Capitol, and hear that address on the 18th. Now that's happening on the 18th. And then that evening, the Illinois Black Caucus Foundation is hosting their annual soiree with all the legislators and different people down in Springfield as well. Okay. We were also going to be taking people on a tour to the House of Lincoln, the Republican that
So go to our blog.
From slavery, okay? So his house is still there. The street, everything looks the same. Yeah. So that's so they can contact. If you want to get on the bus and go down there and fight for these taxes to be lowered, and meet your legislators if you haven't already met them, and just really support your community, please give us a call so that we can get your name, get more information. And we only want serious people. Don't tell us that you're going to go and you're not going to go, because see, if we go get in the bus and people don't show up, we're going to have to pay for that, And it's, sometimes, my Black people can disappoint us.
I know. And they can disappoint by themselves because we got to go. They can go to the blog. There's the number 312-970-936. Thank you so much, Siri Hibbler, the president of the Black Illinois Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so very much. If y'all serious, you go to the blog, you know the number, get involved. We got one last comment here. Please repeat the numbers and put on the screen. It's on our blog, Naima. So they can go there, which is tumblr.com/higher learning TV show. And you will get everything that you know. Everything that we talk about here on the show is always on the blog. And of course, right now I can't fund it.
And post it on YouTube too. After you
it's automatically on YouTube. It's
but
so
you can kind of go and scroll back, right?
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. You all tune in tomorrow for Gathering of the Grills with Asada, baby. You gonna be pleasantly surprised because it's off the chain. Stay on purpose.
Okay, I'm coming to that.
All right. All right.
Thank you, Zelda.
Love, peace, and hair grease. Thank you, sis.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, ngiyabonga. Senegal, jaref. Kenya, asante. Israel, toda. Pakistan, shukriya. Afghanistan, tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
Beautiful morning, oh what a beautiful day. I got a wonderful feeling, there's a handsome man coming my way. Oh, there is a handsome man coming my way. Hi there, what's your name?
Hi.
What's your name?
My name is Tony. And what I want you to do for me is, if you have Xfinity TV, tune in to the Higher Learning Network Tuesdays at 6 p.m., Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Xfinity TV channel 19. Peace out.